There are two versions of Minecraft, Bedrock and Java Edition, but which one is better? Well, let's look at the differences between the two. For instance, something as simple as fuel is completely different between the two versions, as on Minecraft Java Edition, you can actually use carpet, as well as wall blocks, as fuel. Now, I definitely wouldn't recommend doing so, as they're not the greatest fuel in the world. However, I believe there is a glitch on Java Edition where you can duplicate carpet, so maybe it is a decent fuel source. Although, I'd probably stick to lava buckets or coal blocks. Additionally, both versions have their own unique mobs. However, they do have to be accessed via commands. For example, on Java Edition, we have the Illusioner, an Illager type mob, which has a really cool ability, as when I hop into survival mode, you'll see that it will begin to attack, as it actually duplicates into different copies you sort of have to defeat, and it also gives you another unique effect, blindness. Where is he? Nope, that's a shelf block. There he is. And see, I can't even hit this guy. Where's the other one? There he is. There's a correct clone. I should have got a sword. That would probably have been a good idea. Or I can just go into creative, get myself a sword, and try and kill the actual one. Which one is he? Oh, it's him. No, he's not. What? Oh, it's this guy. There we go. And he doesn't actually drop anything other than an Illager banner, as he is like a sort of unobtainable mob. But the Illusioner's not the only unobtainable mob. But I will quickly mention another sort of Java exclusive is the fact that arrows stick to the player. On Bedrock Edition, it doesn't do this. However, as you can see, I've currently got an arrow at the top of my head, which wouldn't exist on Bedrock Edition, and does look quite funny, like an arrow on my foot. Anyway, this next unobtainable mob is the Giant, which is just a massive zombie, and this actually has no AI, so if I'm in survival mode, it won't do anything, it can't hurt me, but we can hurt it, and I actually don't know what it drops. Does it have a chance to drop rotten flesh? I'd assume so, right? But it is giant. If we get the hitboxes up, another Java exclusive, you can just see how big it is. And it doesn't have much health, I don't think. Oh, it has 100 health, which I believe is the same as an iron golem. So if we kill it, what does it drop? Oh, a little bit of XP and that's it. Now, Java Edition actually has another unique mob, but we'll get onto that after we've moved over to Bedrock Edition, where we can take a look at the next unique mob. And once again, you do have to summon it in with a command, but you can summon in the NPC mob, which is a really cool mob. It looks very similar to a villager, although it actually might be a little bit taller. And it has a custom name tag above it, the NPC. And you can actually change that name. So I could change it to something like subscribe. I don't really know what that means, but you should probably listen to it. But you can also change what it looks like. So we've got loads of different skins. Actually, we've got loads. We've got like a robot. That's cool. We've got some like builders. A beekeeper one. That guy looks pretty cool. And he does sort of follow the player around. As this is for like custom map creating. As you can see, I can enter dialogue. So type dialogue here. So I believe if we now head over to survival mode, yeah, we can click on it and it will display a text box exactly what you type in. So make sure to like and subscribe. Also consider becoming a channel member. I don't know, I'd listen to this guy if I was you. Anyway, heading back into creative, obviously we can change its skin once again. There are loads. I haven't even seen most of these before. We've got an ocelot guy, got pufferfish, fox. That looks cool actually. I like that one. I didn't realize there were so many, and these are in base Bedrock Edition. You don't need like an add-on or anything. Got like a floating robot. These are so cool. It's crazy that this is just like a Minecraft mob. I always just forget this is a feature. Like back when I played Bedrock Edition, most of these didn't even exist. What's it? Is this an owl? That is so cool. Just the fact we can do this without like custom resource packs or anything. And you can just punch it to get rid of it. Java Edition has another unique mob, but this one will once again need a command. /summon rabbit, rabbit type 99. And we will get the Killer Bunny. This was actually obtainable once in survival mode. As you can see, it will attack me as well. We can obviously fight it off. But it was removed from survival as... Imagine walking around a forest or something and you suddenly get attacked by a little rabbit. That'd be quite annoying. It's not like any other baby mobs in Minecraft can attack you or anything. This guy's really annoying. I've got some custom sounds to him as well. And he does have the Killer Bunny name tag. It's a shame this guy doesn't spawn to be... Oh, I killed him. Honestly... I kind of would like to see this guy added back into survival in some way. Maybe during like a raid in a village or something. I don't really know how they can implement it, but it would be a cool feature. Maybe trial chambers or something. That would be cool. But for now, it remains an unobtainable mob in Java Edition. There is actually another sort of mob that is obtainable on Java, but not on Bedrock Edition. And you simply have to summon in a mannequin. This is a new 1.20.1.9 feature. It literally just summons in like a player. And I believe it's used for like custom maps and... things like that, although it doesn't really do anything and you can obviously kill it, and it doesn't exist on Bedrock Edition currently. But Bedrock's got the NPCs, which are a lot cooler. Another difference between the two versions is armor stands. As you can see on Java Edition, this is what the armor stand looks like. Obviously, it is used to place armor on it. We'll get a full set of copper armor, for example, and that's just how it is. You can customize it with commands and things, although that's not in the base vanilla survival experience. It's literally just a stand which you put your armor on. However, the armor stand becomes a lot more interesting on Bedrock Edition. As you can see, it has arms, so obviously we can just give it armor as usual, but you'll also be able to give it a sword. I don't believe you can access its offhand, no. But you can let it hold an item, which is cool, and if you crouch and right click on it, you'll be able to change its pose. As you can see, it sort of has different poses, and I believe this can be activated with redstone as well. Oh, I've taken this sword. Sorry, Mr. Armor Stand. As you can see, we've got like a dabbing pose there. Loads of like dancing ones. This one's cool. And then back to default. This is my favorite one though, just the arm right by its side. But yeah, you can just alternate between all of them for just more variety, which is honestly a really cool feature. And this is actually technically possible on Java Edition, but you will need commands or a data pack to enable this. However, it's just a vanilla feature on Bedrock Edition. Another really fun Bedrock exclusive that is in the game is that fire aspect is a lot better. So I've placed down a piece of TNT, I've got a fire aspect sword, and you're able to ignite the TNT with your fire aspect sword, which is so cool. As you can see, it will set off, sorry copper golem, and you're also able to do the same for candles, as well as an extinguished campfire, which is really cool. Meaning you don't need to carry a flint and steel everywhere you go, you can simply use your fire aspect sword. And actually, I believe this was a feature on the past in Java Edition, but for some reason it got removed. I don't really understand why, because just imagine how cool it would be to not have to carry a flint and steel to light your candles. You could simply use a fire aspect sword. Although I don't really use fire aspect swords, but maybe if I could ignite things with it, I would consider using one. Additionally, Bedrock Edition has a fun feature when it comes to the ground decoration. As you can see, I'll place down some ferns and some short grass, and you'll be able to notice they're all variated in height, which is such a cool feature. On Java Edition, they all remain at the same height. But as you can see on Bedrock Edition, like this guy's much smaller, this guy's a bit taller. It works with short grass as well. And honestly, I really like this as a feature. It just helps to have more variety into Minecraft. Building up an enchantment table setup for our next feature. As, once again on Bedrock Edition, you can head over to an enchanting table, and you'll actually be able to get Sharpness, Bane of Arthropods, and Smite enchanted directly onto your axe without the need of a book. So for example there, Bane of Arthropods 4, Fortune 3, Efficiency 4, not a bad axe. Sharpness 4 on an axe vet, wow, oh my god, that's a great enchantment. Sharpness 4, Silk Touch, Efficiency 5. What will we get now? Smite 4 on Breaking Free. As you can see, we can get all the weapon enchantments directly onto our axes from the enchanting table, which is not a feature we can get on Java, which I don't really understand. I'd love to be able to get such an amazing axe like Sharpness 4, Silk Touch, Efficiency 5 directly onto my axe. Sorry, chicken. We're now back on Java Edition for this next exclusive feature, as Java Edition has unique potion effects. These include Luck, Unluck, Glowing, and Dolphin's Grace. Now, Luck and Bad Luck are unobtainable in survival mode, but I believe Luck makes it so you're more likely to get good things out of a chest. Bad Luck obviously does the opposite. However, Glowing makes your player glow, and this is obtainable in survival mode with the use of a spectral arrow crafted with glowstone dust and an arrow, or traded from piglins. And if we hit a mob, for example, we'll hit this rabbit. Oh, we've killed it, but you can see it will get a glowing outline. One of these cows, for example, hit it and it gets a glowing outline around it, meaning we can spot it a lot more easily. Although this effect doesn't last for too long. In fact, let's try it on ourselves. There we go, get glowing for 10 seconds. So to be honest, we do get it for a decent amount of time, and this will be great in PvP, as you'll be able to immediately tell where your enemies are. Like that killer bunny. Now, Dolphin's Grace is a very overpowered enchantment on Java Edition. You can't obtain it on Bedrock Edition, sadly. But if I combine it with Depth Strider 3 and give myself Dolphin's Grace, as you can see, we can swim so fast. And this definitely helps if we get some soul soil. But as you can see, we don't have like soul speed on these boots or anything. Just Depth Strider and Dolphin's Grace, and look how fast we can travel. However, we can combine this with soul speed to create this incredibly fast Dolphin Highway Tunnel. As you can see, get on top of the soul soil, and look how fast we swim with soul speed, Depth Strider, and Dolphin's Grace combined. We literally cleared all of that within a number of seconds. Just look how fast we go. Another feature on my screen you may notice on Java Edition is the subtitles in the bottom right hand side. As you can see, footsteps, block placed, block broken. We got loads of different ones. Head over to some mobs, cow hurts, sliding down a honey block, critical hit, footsteps, cow moves. It basically just tells you exactly what is going on in the world, so you don't have to necessarily listen. It's good if you don't have headphones on, or if you just can't hear as well, or just like to know what's around you. Like, this can be really useful in speedruns. Another fun Java exclusive is the /seed command, which essentially just tells you what the seed is. I've got a mod as well which helps display it a bit better on the hotbar. So as you can see, this flat world seed is 818 and the rest of the numbers, although flat worlds are pretty much all the same, so that's not really relevant. And whilst the /seed command does not exist in Bedrock Edition, you can just go to the settings menu, make sure you're on your world bit, and you'll be able to see the seed immediately, which as you can see, I'm on the same world in both versions, so it's the exact same seed. Speaking of Bedrock Edition seeds, it's got a really unique feature, as if I head over to the Create New World menu, you'll be able to see that we get a whole brand new menu. I believe it's in advanced. Yeah, we get seed templates. So we get to choose our own seed. So we get a deep dark, a jagged peaks, lush cave, mangrove swamp, snowy village, desert village, tiger bay, epic jungle, the trowel chambers. Honestly, this is great for like getting all the achievements. Stronghold below, so you immediately know where a stronghold is. Or if you want to go into a snowy village, for example, you'll be able to do so by just adding in the seed, which means you don't need to go onto the internet and search up exactly what seed you're going to need. And actually, whilst I'm creating a world, you can see another Bedrock exclusive, which are like these sort of hints and tips as you're creating or loading into a world. For example, move through solid objects using spectator mode. That's something good to know, although we're in survival mode, so it's not too useful. And you know what? It's quite a good job that we spawned right next to a snowy biome. As this is another Bedrock exclusive, we can set it to rain or thunder, and obviously it snows in a snowy biome. But as we look at this spruce tree, you'll begin to notice something really cool. Oh, is that a shipwreck over there, by the way? That looks cool. We'll take a look at that in a second. But slowly, as it begins to snow more and more, you'll see that the spruce leaves actually change colour to become more white, as you can get snowy leaves. And this isn't actually exclusive to spruce leaves. We can get a load of different leaves out. We get oak, birch, jungle, acacia, as well as dark oak. As you can see in the snowy biomes, once it's snowing, they all turn white, which is such a cool feature. I'd love to see it in Java Edition, as it does really make sense. And it also just be great for builds. I'd love to build with like white leaves. Here's another exclusive Bedrock Edition feature as well. The fact that short grass can actually be placed in snow, or more rather, you can place snow on top of short grass, which is really cool. I'd love that to be on Java once again. You can actually pile it up so much that you can barely see the grass, which is cool. There we go, though. We can take another look at the leaves. They've got a bit whitened out. These just look so cool. Anyway, I want to take a look at this shipwreck quickly. Although, it looks like we're flying through a blizzard right now. There it is. Well, that's just quite a cool shipwreck. That's actually another Bedrock exclusive. Shipwrecks spawn with strip logs on Bedrock Edition. However, on Java, they are just regular logs. Quite a cool structure, though. Anything fun in here? Ah, some feathers. Another Bedrock exclusive as well, though, is the treasure map has a different texture. Taking another look at Java Edition, we have some more exclusive features, such as these blocks. We've got all of the different test blocks. Now, I'm not going to like pretend I know exactly what these do. I have no idea. I know they all have their own unique UIs, though, and they do look quite cool, like a smiley face block, like a comment block, but I have no idea what they actually do. But there is a block you can actually obtain in survival, exclusive to Java Edition, and that is the furnace minecart. Now, the furnace minecart is quite a cool block, as it just allows you to power minecarts without having to worry about powered rails or anything. So I'll place a furnace minecart as well as a minecart, power it with coal, move it, or try and move it at least. It doesn't work amazingly, as you can see. Place it here. Can we power it with coal? Yeah, we can, and it boosts the minecart, although it's not the most reliable thing in the world, though. What if we try and do it this way? Yeah, as you can see, it doesn't really work, and I feel like that's one of the main reasons why it's not in Bedrock Edition. Also because it is pretty useless, as we do have powered rails. Moving back over to Bedrock Edition, we have another unique feature. This time, it's got to do with cake. As on Bedrock Edition, cakes can actually stack up to 64, whereas on Java, they only stack to 1, which is actually quite useful on Bedrock Edition, as cake is one of the only items to 100% of the time fill up a composter. Meaning you can get a stack of cakes very easily to get a load of bone meal. Also, it just makes carrying around cake a lot easier, because you'll be able to have a full stack rather than just have to carry one at a time. And for the final difference in today's video, I'm on my Minecraft hardcore world, as Java Edition has an exclusive feature for Halloween, as only on Halloween on October 31st, hostile mobs will actually spawn with pumpkins on their heads. As you can see here, I've got a bogged with a jack-o'-lantern on its head. Down here, I think I've got another bogged with a pumpkin on its head. What about on this one? Oh, another bogged. Is that a pumpkin or a jack-o'-lantern? Can't really see. But here we've got a full gold armored bogged with pumpkin. And it's not just bogged. Obviously, it's all undead mobs. So zombified piglins, wither skeletons, zombies, husks, strays, all of those sort of mobs. But if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to subscribe and let me know which version of Minecraft you prefer. Overall, I prefer Java Edition. However, there are lots of exclusives on Bedrock Edition that I'd love to see in the game, such as those NPCs, as well as the armor stand changes and things like that. And obviously, in reverse, I'd love to see the Killer Bunny or the Illusioner added to Bedrock Edition, or just fully implemented into survival mode. So if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to subscribe and consider becoming a channel member so you get sneak peeks of videos early.